What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO at the time of doing this video is up 0.65%. It did start off fairly strong, did have a high of $5.70, but nonetheless, it is getting dragged down with the broader market for the most part, but 36.7 million shares being traded, 47.01 is the average. Last couple of videos, I've been saying that big money is buying NIO, blah, blah, blah. Today seems to be a quick change because majority of the volume, even though it is rather high, isn't coming from institutions, because right now there's only one transaction above $100,000 occurring on the secondary market, and it is a fairly big one, got to give it that, for 617,000, but majority of the volume is actually coming from shorts as well as algorithmic trading. So algorithmic trading definitely was piggybacking off of the broader market's optimism, and shorts, for whatever reason, they are vacating the building in a very fast format. So I want to go over everything that you need to know, but as of right now, all eyes are going to be on the American interest rates being cut tomorrow. So no doubtably that's going to really dictate what does happen. And as of right now, there is a good consensus for there to be a 50 basis point cut. So right now, a 63% likelihood of that 50 basis point cut. A lot of entities I see just popping up on notifications. BlackRock recently just said it. Citi, like everyone is saying, calm your horses. Even though this is insinuating 50, most likely 25 is going to happen. So we'll just have to, I guess, wait and see. But no actual news from NIO itself. There was one thing that did come out this morning though, and sorry, yesterday morning, and it just shows SunCar Technologies reports 27% revenue growth, but more specifically, one attribute of this that's really benefiting NIO is that they do see an increase of 250% in the number of electric vehicles insurance policies in the first half of 2024. So generally that's good. We already do know all the numbers, delivery numbers for NIO for the most part, but yeah, it goes to show that there is a very good amount of demand in China. So all in all, I see that as pretty kick-ass. But like I said, shorts, for whatever reason, unless there is one thing that's coming out associated to NIO that I'm not aware of, maybe they're participating in some conference or something like that, but you see shorts, for whatever reason, returning 5.65 million shares. So if you guys know of anything that is coming out potentially in the next day that would really prompt them to return, let me know. This isn't a common occurrence that's happening across the broader market. For instance, I cover Lucid, Rivian, many others. I was looking at all of them today, and in all of those cases, shorts are giving them the middle finger and doubling down. Not in NIO's case. So are they conjuring something up? I know their second brand is coming out soon, but why are they returning today? So what's your guys' thoughts on that? But 13.78% of the free flow is being shorted, works out to be 184.11 million shares, and that equates to $1.02 billion. Utilization is 90.88, short score is 78.44. Shorts have been stagnant over this last little bit, and arguably, my last couple of videos, with NIO appreciating quite a lot, in fact, they must be feeling the pinch. So somewhat overextended, so maybe that's one attribute why they are going down. So let me know your thoughts on that. Aside from that, looking at options, 3.28 million in calls, 2 million in puts, 56% of all the options being done are bearish, and majority of that came from this. So between 11:15 and 11:20, there was 859,000 in premiums during that time period. But of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above $6 by this week, if not next week. And then looking at puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub 550. So in my opinion, the options, which is just more of a sentiment, it doesn't move the stock price, is still pointing to higher highs coming for NIO. So once again, take that with a grain of salt. Aside from that, quickly popping over to IBKR, you do have a couple analyst ratings. So I don't believe I brought these up since my last video. I think it was roughly a week ago, but 5 days ago, $7 price target, Citi, Jeff, who has a 36% success rating. 7 days ago, you have $4 and then $6.10. One sell rating by Barclays, 43% success rating by the analyst. And then Tim, who has a 30% success rating, gave, again, $6.10. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. A lot of these analysts have very, very bad ratings. So 36, 43, 30, 27. So you might as well just flip a coin. You have a better likelihood of that, with the exception of this individual right here. But yeah, they all generally do suck a lot. And this Eugene as well. But moving over to looking at the technicals and stuff like that. So this is kind of the options activity. These are some of the transactions that it's occurring on the dark pool. So dark pool is often enough linked to shorting and other large entities. So this is clearly where a lot of big money is kind of gravitating towards. Like I said, through shorting, they're returning for whatever reason. But again, maybe this could be a precursor for a nice squeeze if there is a broad market rally. But again, these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. I did try to go slow, but feel free to pause the video, go through line by line and everything that you need to know. But as of right now, with it at $5.44, it is trading currently between this pivot and this R1. So 532, which so far hasn't been tested today, is going to be the strong support. And then $5.66 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. It did briefly get above that, but clearly not really enough for it to stay there. When it comes down to days like this, with shorts returning shares and majority of the volume being done through algorithmic trading, you don't really have good support levels. So I don't think no matter what, it wasn't going to hold this R1, but generally it kind of goes to show that there is a good demand for NIO, and that could be extended just to kind of the discounted value, as I've brought up in the past. On the actual chart itself, it has just been flirting and struggling with that damn 200-day moving average for looks like the greater part of the week. So definitely watch for that to be kind of the breakout point. And of course, conveniently, that is this right here. So this pivot of 532. So definitely watch for that. If not, it could trade between that 100 and 200-day moving average between these 2 points. But I feel like if it does break below 5, that might cause panic among investors. But then what do I know, right? Looking at stochastic, you do see it rather overbought, and it has been overbought for a while, but still generally that's okay if a stock is correcting itself. And based on NIO's earnings, that's what really kickstarted all of this correction, if that kind of makes sense. Number of retail investors have been getting in, and you can tell that based on the momentum indicator. So all in all, technicals are looking cautiously optimistic as long as it is able to not really break down, stay above that pivot point. Options activity, a lot of money is getting in. Shorts, for whatever reason, they are returning. Don't think anyone's going to complain with that. If not, then NIO could have definitely been red today if they weren't really returning as much as they were. So what is your thoughts on NIO? Have you guys been buying? Have you guys been selling? Where do you guys see things going? And what do you think is going to come tomorrow? 50 or 25 basis points? And do you think that is going to roll over and really help NIO as well? I guess indirectly just through momentum and buying power. Do you think that's going to help or not? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account before September the 30th, and they do give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.